OMG.
Hello, welcome to another video. I got a video here today a little bit about this land fraud case. I figured out exactly how they're doing it. Okay. How are they skimming money from the government? Bum, bum, bum. Now, I have this one piece of documents that they gave me here in which, get this, the taxes for the lot are roughly like $18 a year. Now, I bought this lot for a price of $21.94 and 53 cents. 21.94.53. Now, this was just recently printed off. The taxes right here should be valued at 0 because I just paid my taxes. Which again, 2173.57. Um, where does the where like where is this extra money coming from? 2173 point times 1.5 for taxes, or divided by 1.5 times 1.05. All right, too much. Again, this number is arbitrary. It doesn't mean anything. It's not based off taxes. Um, it it shows another, spotty craftsmanship here. I need to remind you guys, when you Google this lot, it did not exist until last year. They said that this lot is 60 years old. Scaling back to 1962, which they had a fee of $24.35, which the wage back then was like $1.35 an hour. You would literally have to work for 2 to 3 days to pay a fee for a $3.95 wage. The fee in 1962 was declared as 1.5 for each month late. Okay, which shuts down at 12 months. It says in here at 12 months. Look, look, look. It says between this date and this date, right? This is a 12-month period, as you can tell. The first day of the year, the last day of the year, 8%. Now, if you look back in here, it's the same exact thing. The late fees stop at 12 months. Therefore, when you look at this post here, if you look it up, this website shows Kansas government late fee taxes at 18%. 18% from 1950 to 1994. So meaning in 1962, the late fee could legally only be 18 additional percent upon 19 on this value right here, which means 1.18. Meaning this late fee right here can only be $4.66. Instead, it's $24. And it did this all the way up here. I mean, look at this one. This one's only $1. They want $20 for a late fee. This is just a bunch of random numbers that somebody typed in in order to spoof this large sum. Now, if you own a home and your home is like $50,000, you will pay taxes in 3 years of at least around $2,000. Now, the tax rate right here in this county is 1.64%. So if you do a little bit of reverse engineering here, you do 98.36 times 2,000, you're looking at a $200,000. Well, actually, this would be a lot. You divide that by three, and you're looking at a six because you divide it by three because of the rules of the auction. The rules of the auction state that a home has to be 3 years of taxes. Okay, it's right here in this post. 3 years for homestead properties. That gives you enough time in order to pay. All right. Meaning, if you pay $2,000 every 3 years for your home's taxes, you own a $65,000 lot according to this county. Now, here's the kicker. I really have to drive this home. I need you guys to understand. The key evidence is here. I emailed their governments here, and this is a lot. There's a lot of different proofs here, but I emailed their civic source. I'm trying to find it. Right here. The bid starts at the amount of back taxes being owed, reported as being owed, cannot be adjusted anyway by Civic Source. So Civic Source is opting out of any possible guilt or corruption, and I believe them. And I stopped all investigation at Civic Source, except for maybe, looking the other way. I think they might know what's going on and they're looking the other way a little bit because I think that there's up to 100 accounts, meaning 10% of this county's tax sales are fraudulent, where they're taking this money, right? This 2,194 and 53 cents. They're taking this money. They're putting it into a virtual account. Now watch this. Now they're going to say it doesn't work this way, but it can work this way. It can easily work this way. So Civic Source is right here. The Wyandotte County is right here. The people are right here. The people pay Civic Source, which pays Wyandotte County. If you are anywhere in between here, you can take that money and run a virtual botnet to get to the prisoner, the bad guys, the evil guys, right? They're trying to steal your money. All they have to do is control this botnet that surrounds Wyandotte County, basically, right? This botnet only has to be anywhere in between these lines, which means the ISPs, the Civic Source, root source itself, meaning its computer, or in between the people. All right. Now, the people are not hackable as per infinity particle dilemma. Our inventions are extremely lower dimensional. Our inventions are not life support. Our we're just barely breaking through to biological hacking. For some people, when you opt into it and you go in and you get CAT scanned all day and you go through all kinds of different, medical things in order to hack people. The people don't get hacked. Civic Source is saying they're not hacked, so we're just going to X both of these out of the way. The ISPs are still open. Wyandotte County did say they were hacked. They said they were hacked the year that this happened. So they're key suspects right now. Wyandotte County has corruption. The people are reporting Wyandotte County for corruption. Now, Wyandotte County is technically these people. All right, they're controlling this botnet, which is not Wyandotte County, saying that it's Wyandotte County. All of this inside the square, right? That is what they're selling us. Wyandotte County is selling us this square. They are actually the second square instead. What happens here is when money comes into the second square, it doesn't go into this square, and instead comes out and goes into the pockets and wallets of the bad guys. And they distribute it to the other bad guys. So then they can get more bad guys in this square here to say that they're this thing without us knowing that they're this, you know, pirated, illegal thing that's happening. Okay. So it's very simple for them to get this money here and get it out without Wyandotte County's computer systems knowing. Now, all they have to do is this right here. I paid $2,194.53. The taxes on my lot are still at $2,173.57. They took my tax money that I paid for the lot and reduced this down a little bit, I think. I recently paid $18. 2173.57. If you add in $18, whoops, I paid about $18 and some change. Well, look at that. All of a sudden, 2194.53 is looking pretty good because I'm only a few dollars off. And yeah, I didn't just pay 18, I paid some change too on top. I paid a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of the other thing as well. And if you look at this page right here, well, that page don't show nothing. That page don't show nothing. It's all starting to make sense here now, isn't it? They left this as a pending charge inside of this square here and took that money and ran with it. So who should own the house? Relative to fraud laws, we all know that that house, we knew that it was up for sale. We knew that was up for sale for a year. In fact, we knew that the taxes were unpaid as well for that year because it was in the tax auction sale. So all they had to do is change a little bit of code in here, which is easy to do because we have bad guys working for them. So we changed the server's actual codes. And as far as I believe, Daniel Skoptic and Wendy Green are both in on it. Daniel Skoptic's the sheriff of Wyandotte County. And he's at the courthouse 5 days a week or more. This is the easiest tax fraud ever to overthrow. Basically, it's like we have the proof right here. I literally have proof right here. Civic Source is their authorized auctioneer vendor. I literally have a receipt right here that says I paid it. This is right on my bank account. I mean, there's nothing they can do. I basically have them on the run. Now, because of this right here where it says abandoned or vacant and abandoned properties, 1 year for vacant and abandoned properties. 1 year for vacant and abandoned properties. You go back here, If this was a vacant property, I would be looking at $133,000. Basically, I've already told them I want $133,000 for this case because of their false advertisement, and they're just trying to really trying to drive home this piece of paper right here. What I really think that I need to do, they've already denied my Fourth Amendment right. I went in there to start a court case, and they said you don't have one. I was like, okay, no, let me talk to somebody else. Let me talk to one of your superiors. And they were just like, no, we're not. You're not allowed to do that. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you realize you're denying my Fourth Amendment right, right? My Fourth Amendment right is a right to a fair trial. So basically, in order to win this case, we kind of have to step into the Wyandotte County and take it over a little bit and bring it back to, legal, a legal state. This should be my house right now, boys and girls. I put in the work for a house. I worked I worked two jobs saving up this money. Not only did I work two jobs, I studied this. You know, in my world, it's not easy to save this kind of money up and spend this kind of money. Okay, my car is $1,000. Okay, you guys might make different money than me, but I do not make that kind of money. I make money and then it immediately goes into food. It goes into clothing. Goes into gear that I need for my job. It goes into whatever I need, and it's spent immediately or damn near. I cracked this case. Look at this. This is on mode for over 2 years. Do you know what 2 year grass looks like? It looks like this. This is 2 year to 3 year grass on mode. Nobody's driving through there. Mm-mm. Look at this. This type of plywood is what the Wyandotte County uses on every abandoned house and foreclosed house. This plywood right here. In order to get to this, they would have to climb up on this fence. It's like it'd be super hard to get in between there. It'd be really skinny, and you have to get rid of it. All right, you're also in the neighbor's yard. Look at this. This is this is the state government, Missouri state government. When did you purchase the property 918 Scott Avenue? That's not that's not how it's gonna go. I have their own government saying I own it right here. 918 Scott Avenue. Probably to avoid um like automatic fraud detectors is what I was thinking. This is crazy to me. At the end of the day, if I rent, I technically make like -$7 an hour. If I rent property, I literally make like -$7 an hour. If I have a roommate, I probably make like $7 an hour actually, because my rent is cut in half and my electricity's cut in half, my internet's cut in half. But at the end of the day, like this is the world that I'm living in right now. Is I paid all this money where I in the real world I make -$7 an hour when I'm by myself. I saved up money through that, which took me a long time to save up. I know that doesn't make sense to some people. You just go homeless and you work and you make this in like a month or two, but when you're renting, you make $50 a month. It's just kind of crazy that I finally saved up money to do this, and then bam, fraud by a terrorist group of griefers that have been trying to kill me. I literally have terror doxings. Now hear me out. Go over here to my channel and watch my one of my newest videos. The darkest thing I've ever uploaded, and that's all I gotta say. We'll continue on from there. Go watch that video. Have a good day. Peace.